So today we are going to discuss about the Quinn-McCluskey tabulation method. So this is very helpful in solving problems which are very tough if we solve them with Karnaugh maps or K-maps. So given problem, we have a problem, and this problem is given as a sum of minterms. So f a b c d equal to, this is the problem. And so in step 1, what we do is we write all these numbers 4, 6, 9, 10, 11, 13, 2, 12, 15, all these numbers as thus in their 4-bit binary codes. So 4 is 0, 1, 0, 0, 6 is 0, 1, 1, 0, 9 is 1, 0, 0, 1, 10 is 1, 0, 1, 0, 11 is 1, 0, 1, 1, 13 is 1, 1, 0, 1, 2 is 0, 0, 1, 0, 15 is 1, 1, 1, 1, 12 is 1, 1, 0, 0. So here we are writing each numbers in their 4-bit codes, because we can see that the number of variables here are 4. So we have to represent each minterm as 4-bit binary code. So now in step 2, what we have to do is that we have to separate all the minterms as a group according to the number of ones present. Like first we write the minterms that have 0 number of ones, then we write the minterms that have 1 number of ones, then we write the minterms that have 2 number of ones, and so on, and we make a group. Like the numbers that have 1 number of ones are grouped in one group. So now I am grouping these numbers in groups. So this is our step 2. So here I group 4 and 2. As you can see that 4 has only 1 1, and 2 has 1 1. So they are grouped in one group. So we write them as 0 1 0 0 0 0 1 0. So this is our first group. Now our second group is 6, 9, 10 and 12, because all these numbers have 2 number of ones in their codes. So we write them as in their codes. They will be in one group, separate group. And now 11 and 13 will be in another group. They have 3 number of ones. So 1 1 0 1, and 15 is the only number that has all the numbers 1, so it will be in the last group. So here there is no number that has all 4 zeros, so we are not grouping them. So now in step 3, each minterm of each group should be compared with the next minterm in the next group. That is, you see, 4 should be compared with 6, then 4 should be compared with 9, then 4 again with 10, and 4 with 12. So after comparing all these, we have to see if there is 1 bit change or not. So if you have 1 bit change, you consider the comparison and keep a dash in place of the unit that has changed, the bit that has changed. So when 4 is compared with 6, so we write 4, 6. When it is compared with 6, we see that there is 1 bit of change in the C column. So we write 0, 1, dash 0. So we replace the bit that has changed with a dash. So again, comparing 4 with 9, we see that there is not 1 bit change. So 0 changes to 1, then 0 is 0, 1 changes to 0, 0 changes, so it has more than 1 bit change. So we will not consider this group, this combination. So now 4 is compared with 10. So the same, we have more than one bit of change. Now 4 is compared with 12. So 4 when compared with 12 has one bit of change in the A place, as you can see. So we write 4 comma 12 dash 1 0 0. Now again we compare 2 with 6, 2 with 9, 2 with 10 and 2 with 12. So when 2 is compared with 6, we get a 1 bit change at B's place, 0 to 1. So we write 2 comma 6 and we write 0 dash 1 0. Now we compare 2 with 9, we don't have 1 bit change. Now comparing 2 with 10, we have 1 bit of change at the 2 with 10, we have 1 bit of change at A position. So we will write dash 0 1 0. Now simultaneously we have to tick the numbers that we have entered in the combination. So 4 6 we have used, so 4 we will tick, 6 we have to tick, 4 in 12 we have to tick, 2 we have to tick, 6 is already ticked, and 10 we will tick. Now all the comparison of first group is done. Now we'll move on to the second group. So now 6 is compared with 11, so we do not have 1 bit change. 6 is compared with 13, we don't have 2 bit change. Now 9 with 11, we have 1 bit change. So we will write 1 0 dash 1. In C position we can see it is changing. So now 9 with 13, 9 with 13, 1 bit change in the B position. So we write 1 dash 0 1. Then 10 we check with 11. So 10 with 11 there is 1 bit change. So we write 10 comma 11 1 0 1 dash. Now we check 10 with 13, we don't have 1 bit change. Now we check 12 with 11, not 1 bit change. 12 with 13 we have 1 bit change in D position. So we write 1 1 0 dash. Now again comparing this group is done. Now we compare this group with this 15. So 11 and 15 have 1 bit change. So we write 1 dash 1 1, and 13 also has 1 bit change with 15. So we write at the C place, as you can see, 0 and 1. So 1 1 dash 1. So this way we will compare and see if there is 1 bit change or not. So the procedure is done for every term, and we have to compare each and every term with the group members of the next group, and this way we have to see if there is 1 bit change or not. So our step 2 is concluded. So now in the next step the same procedure should be completed, and what we have to do is all the combinations of the groups here in step 3 should be compared with their next combinations, and we have to again identify 1 bit change. That is 4 6 has to be compared with 9 11, then 4 6 has to be compared with 9 13, again with 4 6 10 11, and 4 6 12 13. In this way we compare these combinations, and 4 12 is also compared with 9 11, 9 13, 10 11 and so on. So if there are more than 1 bit change, then we will not consider it. So now if 4 6 and 9 11 we have to compare. So now first we have to remember in comparing that we have to see that where the dash is first. Like if the dash matches with the combinations we are comparing, then we move on with it. So now we see that in 4 6 the dash is at third place, that is the C place, and in 9 11 it is also at C place. So now we compare 4 6 and 9 11, but we see that in D place 0 changes to 1. Okay, now here also at B place 1 changes to 0 and 0 to 1. So there is more than 1 bit change, so we do not consider this combination. Now in the next, when 4 6 is compared with 9 13, so we can't compare. because here the dash is at second and 4 6 has third, so no comparison. 4 6 cannot be compared with 10 11. 4 6 cannot be compared with 12 13. Okay, so now we compare 4 12 with all the groups here. So we see 4 12 has dash at first place, and here no one has dash at first place, so 4 12 cannot be compared with any of these. Now we go for 2 6. So now 2 6 9 11 cannot be compared. 2 6 9 13 can be compared, but we see 0 changes to 1, 1 changes to 0, 0 changes to 1, 3-bit change, we reject it. 2 6 is now compared to 12 13, cannot be compared, dash are at different positions. Now 2 10, so again it cannot be compared, dash is at first place, there is no one who has dash at first place. So now we move on to the next group. So 9 11 has to be compared with 11 15 and 13 15. So it has a dash at third place, but here the dash is at second place, no comparison. But when 9 11 is compared with 13 15, we see the dash, both have dash at third place, and also we see that 0 changes to 1, that is it has 1-bit change. So now we have got our first group. So 9 11 13 and 15 are in one group, so 1 dash dash 1. The same goes for 9 13 and 9 11 and 13 15 we have done. So 9 13 cannot be compared. 9 13 when compared with 11 15, we get the result. Now 9 13 when compared with 11 15, we see the dotted dash is at second place. So now we get 9 13 11 15, that will also be 1 dash dash 1. Now when 10 11 is compared with this one, so cannot be compared, and when 10 11 is compared 13 15 cannot be compared, dash at different positions. Same goes with 12 and 13, dash at different positions. So now this is our ending of the fourth step. So once we have to make sure that we only have one combination, we don't have any other combination, and if we have more than one combination, then we keep on doing this process. So the comparison should continue until we don't have any other comparison. So here we don't have any other comparison, only the same type of combination is here. So we do not have to compare or check for any 1-bit change furthermore. So we stop the process here. So please stop the comparison here. Now consider all unticked combination. Now we also have to tick here. So 9 11 and 11 13 15 have, and now we have to compare, we have to consider all unticked combinations as our prime implicants. So 4 6 is unticked, so it is our prime implicant. 4 12 is unticked, so it is our prime implicant. So these are all our prime implicants. So now we assume this combination as tick. So all the unticked terms are considered as prime implicants, and we give a name to these prime implicants. We label it, like 4 6 is labeled as P, we label it as 4 2 Q, 2 6 R, 2 10 S, then 9 13 was already in the combination, then 10 11 we take at 12 13 we take as U, and this was also in combination. So here we conclude our step number 3. Now we have to write our prime implicants with 0 and 1s as compared. So P Q R S T U V are our prime implicants. So we write them as some combinations of 0 and 1. So 0 1 dash 0 dash 1 0 0 0 dash 1 0 dash 0 1 0 1 0 1 dash 1 1 0 dash 1 dash dash 1. So I have written this from here. So our P is 0 1 dash 0. So I have written 0 1 dash 0, and similarly I have written all this. So now we are converting this to minterms. So we write minterms here. So as you have 0 at A, so you will write A dash, 1 at B, so we'll write B, dash is not counted, so we will not write anything in place of dash, and then we have D, so we will write D dash. Now this will be our B C dash D dash, this will be A dash C D dash, B dash C D dash, A B dash C, A B C dash, and A D. So we have written this in the form of minterms. So now we have to write this expression as sum of minterms. So you have to remember that prime means 0 and unprime means 1, and you don't have any value of dash. So similarly we will write all this, and now we need to find our essential prime implicants. So how do we find this? So we draw a table with rows as their prime implicants and columns as the minterms given. So I'll draw P, Q, R, S, T, U and V. This is our prime implicant as columns, and columns as rows, and the columns as minterms given. So minterm given are 4, 6, 9, 10, 11, 13. We do not include the don't care terms here, so we write only minterms, and you make a cross in each row, each row minterm where and how P is formed. So P is formed with the help of 4 and 6. P is formed with the help of 4 and 6. So we make a cross at 4 and also at 6. Then Q is made. Q is there. Q is made with 4 and 12. So we will cross mark at 4. 12 don't care term is not included, and similarly we will make a cross mark. So R is made with 6. So S we have to cross mark at 10. Then U, then T 10 and 11. Then U 13. Then V 11 and 13 and 9. So we have made this table. So now we need to make a cross at all these places. So we have made crosses also. Now we see that Q is formed by 4 and 12. So we cross at 4, and we don't have 12 here, so we leave it because it is not there. Now after crossing all the things, we have to identify the single cross columns. So here it is 2 cross column, 6 is also a 2 cross column, 10 is also a 2 cross, 11 is also a 2 cross, and 13 is also 2 cross. Only we have one cross column, that is 9. So we circle it, and we don't have to consider two crosses, the columns that are containing 2 crosses, and we mark it as our essential prime implicant. So this is our essential prime implicants, and corresponding prime implicant is our essential minterm. So corresponding prime implicant is V, so we make a star mark here, and this is our corresponding prime implicant. So 6 is having 2 crosses, then 2 is having 2 crosses. So now next, V is formed by combination of, we have seen here V is formed, this is our V. So we mark it as V. V is formed by the combination of 9, 11, 13 and 15. So the columns, so find the columns 9, 11, 13 and 15. So 9, 11 and 13. Now take the unticked column. So 4, 6, 10 are our, so we tick the 9, 11 and 13 columns. the columns from which V is made up of. Now we take the unticked columns. So we see 4, 6 and 10 are unticked. 4, 6 and 10 are unticked. So we need to choose the prime implicants which have combination of 4, 6 and 10. So if we look at P, Q, R, S, T, U and V, P is made up of 4 and 6 and 10 is there at S and T, and so we consider P as one of the essential prime implicants. So we make a star mark here. So 10 alone is there. 10 alone is there, so you have to make a star mark at T also, because there is 10 here and 10 is our unticked column. So we make a star mark at T, and 10 is also our, so P, T and V are our essential prime implicants. So if you look at P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, so we have 4 and 6 are contained at P, and 10 is there at S, and 10 is also there at T. So firstly we had considered P as essential prime implicant because of this. Now 10 alone is there. 10 alone is there. So you have 2, 10 at S and 10, 11 at T. So you can consider any of two. So I will consider 10, 11 because 10 and 11 are given in our min terms. 10 and 11 are there in our min terms. So 10 and 11 I am considering. So now 4 and 6 is covered in P. Okay. And 10 and 10 I had considered 10 and 11, so it is covered in T. And so whatever the given min terms are there, all are covered by essential prime implicants P, T and V. So here we see all the min terms are covered by P, T and V. So now my Boolean expression is f equal to P plus T plus V. P was our A dash B D dash, so A dash B D dash. T is A B dash C, A B dash C plus V. V was A D. So this is our final expression. So this is how Quine-McCluskey theorem is done. Expression minimization is done. Thank you.